Hey y'all, it's Ashley with another layout for the Hip Kit Club. And this is my first layout for July 2014. And I just love all of the different items that came in our kits, from October Afternoon to Studio Calico to Teresa Collins. Okay, so I've tried to narrate this video like I don't know how many times, and every time I turn it off, it's like my husband backs away with the weed eater, and then, or the edger, I don't know, whatever it's called. And then when I turn it back on, it's like he gets closer, and he doesn't know I'm doing this, and I haven't said anything to him, but it's just cracking me up. So anyway, I'm gonna just go ahead and try to narrate the video without worrying about what's in the background, because I get distracted. You guys may not get distracted, but I definitely get distracted. So I was saying that I love the mixture of the things that came in this kit, and I went ahead for that, went ahead and used the cut apart sheet by October Afternoon, because there's so many different ways you could use it, from Project Life to a grid design. You can use those blank cards for your journaling spot, and then you could use the other ones for layering pieces. And right now I'm just kind of placing things, or playing with the placement of things, because I don't know what I'm going to do at this point. Sometimes I have some items picked out. This time I didn't. I just kind of went for it, and it was a fairly quick layout, but it is very simple, and so I didn't do a whole lot of detail in this layout. I just kind of kept it simple. So I decided that since I'm using a white background, I really needed to spice it up somehow and put something in the background, and so I decided to choose some of this pattern paper that came in our kit. And I'm going to use my tiny attacher to go ahead and, I like the way that's looking, so I'm going to go ahead and put one staple there to kind of hold that in place, and then use some of my adhesive to put the other card down. I used one of the frames that came in our kit, and I believe that's crepe paper, to frame my photo. And then I decided that that top pattern paper was a little bit too lopsided for me, and it didn't look like it was purposely done. It just looked like I didn't mean to do that, and I didn't, so I needed to kind of chop some of that off. I love this star vellum, and I am going to use it. It's just a little bit too, like the mat of it is a little bit too large, and so I'm going to cut some of that down. And I try to get it to where at least one row of stars is showing. I'm not going to get it exact because I don't care that much, but like as far as getting it perfect. But I do like that it spiced it up a white background, because if I was just going to leave it like that, it would have looked okay, but I'm not going to add a whole lot of mist or anything like that, so I wanted to add a little something. I'm looking through my die cuts, and if you'll see that tray there, that's quite a bit of embellishments that we received in our kits, and that's not even all of them. And so I love that there's so much to choose from, but I get so overwhelmed sometimes at the beginning, because there's so much to use and I'm not sure where to start. And so this particular layout, I didn't even try to pick things out. I just, like I said, went for it. So the title of the layout is His Love, which is totally appropriate, because my husband could fish every day if he wanted, if he could, if he had the time, and if he, did that for a living, which I always tell him, hey, if you want to do this professionally, and you were, making a living from that, that's one thing. But it is his hobby, and he loves doing it as much as he possibly can. And so I feel like the title is very appropriate for him. If he's not fishing or working, or if we're not doing something, he's watching fishing at home. So a lot of you might wonder how somebody watches that, but he does. He watches those shows. I think it's like Bill Dance, and I think they're like really old shows. I don't know, but he also watches the bass fishing tournaments too. So I don't know, maybe some of you out there live with the same type of man and know and know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna go ahead and adhere, or put some of this score tape down. And the reason I like to use that is because when I'm doing mixed media layouts, I don't always like to turn my the piece over, and like the focal point over, or the whole layout over, because I don't want anything to get smushed. And especially with something like this with so much dimension, I didn't want to turn that whole focal point over and then have to run my ATG down it. So I did use the score tape, which is perfect. It's very permanent and very sticky. I've used some chipboard elements, and now I'm using some Teresa Collins enamel dots. The chipboard elements and the ephemera came from October Afternoon, and I did use that feather, and the feather is from the Open Road Crepe Paper collection. The documented piece there at the bottom is from Teresa Collins, and I think I covered the washi from our kits as well. I'm going to add some India ink to finish off the page, and then I'm going to try to have a final photo. Right now the lighting isn't good, so I haven't gotten a good photo, but if I get some good lighting here in the next 30 minutes, I'll add the photo before I upload the video. Thanks, y'all.